Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're working. The Broadband Bully presents to you another classic debate. As the room is filling up, like I said, I wanted to do this a little earlier, and I'm sorry. I normally like to promote them. Promote them ahead of time. You know what I mean? But I was running around today with a chicken with my head, like a chicken with my head cut off, man. So while the room is, while you guys are still filling up or whatever the case, you guys would be so kind to hit the like button. I'm still sharing the video right now as we speak. You know what I mean? Before I get started today, well, not before we started, I got my man Mighty Moss with me. Gabe, what's going on with you, Mighty Moss?
Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Mighty Moss,
Yeah.
MM2K.
Uh huh.
You know, should I say the intros until we fill up or what?
Yeah, yeah. You had the flow for a second while the room's filling up. Yeah. What you
You know
gonna
what I'm
say?
saying? Just taking a break from dropping that medicine. Join y'all for this debate.
For
We
sure.
about to add a third pony slate up in this piece, yo.
Oh, hey. You
Yo,
said,
and I'm
hey.
glad Jamaican, thank you for coming, bro. You had me a little nervous yesterday talking that silly stuff in the chat, talking about you just want me and Z to be on the channel, or you want to see to
I
bring
was
me to
trying
the
to have no
wolves
links,
on
man. No
some
links.
silly stuff, man. I don't know what was wrong with you, but it's good to see you here, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
get
I
this
want to
done.
say all jokes aside, I do want to take my hat off to my man for even like I said, coming being a man of his word. I don't get me wrong. I know things come up in life, and he made it abundantly clear that he's a single parent father, or just being a father parent. Like he said some
Enough
things
respect.
called life happens. You know what I mean? You guys see sometimes how Maya be running me racket sometimes here in the background. You know what I mean? But a lot of people again, because normally when we do the debates or whatever, I be looking for people. You know, I mean, everybody always got so much to talk in the comment section. Yo, come on, what's up? I mean, and he hopped on last week. You know what I mean, and wasn't scared. Like some people really get up here and freeze. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
he said he'd be back this week because he was a man in his word. So give a shout out to him. Oh, and listen, yesterday if you didn't check out the one stop post up versus one stop for gamers, very another classic, very funny show. Very informative. You know what I mean? Wasn't no shouting match. You can hear well, there was some shouting, but you can hear what everyone was saying.
Swinging, wall
Yeah,
punching.
yeah, my man got up was slapping the
I
cat
put
on the
my
walls of the
hands
house.
up on my hip.
Yeah, but he came through.
Yo,
'Cause I didn't hear from him all week though. I didn't hear from him all week. You know what I mean? When was he doing? When was he doing something on his channel? What day was that? A Sunday or a Monday? What day was that?
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
day it was. You know what I mean? And me and him had our differences in the past. I mean, for those of you that have been rocking out with me for a while, you know what I'm talking about. But hey, I saw the bigger picture here and did it for the culture. And you let my man folks come up there and shine like the star that he is. But my man, what's his name? One stop, so he need a rematch. So he a little rusty. You know what I mean? He been doing his other thing on his other channel with the UFOs and stuff. So you know what I mean?
it,
So
it
we're gonna give
was.
him another rematch. We're
He
gonna run that.
definitely want that rematch.
He said he need that rematch. He said he need that rematch. But listen, first of all, Super Jamaican. I'm pronouncing your moniker right, good brother.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, first of all, where you from? What you know? What I mean, tell us something about you. This is the first time
Oh,
people are hearing you.
yeah, man. Right now I'm over here, A-Town, PA. You know what I mean? Holding down them Philadelphia Eagles. You already know what's going down.
Allentown,
Funky.
PA.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Allentown, PA.
big
You know
PA.
what I mean? Gamer mostly. I got the Xbox One. I be gaming on the Xbox One. I be gaming on the PlayStation for all games. You know what I mean? I'm a gamer at heart. You know what I mean? I'm just here. Hold the PlayStation side up. You know what I mean? Because y'all been slaughtering them. You know what I mean? I've been seeing the two thieves, but next to Jesus get put up on the cross. I ain't see Jesus get put up on the cross yet, though. And I ain't trying to have it. So I mean, I'm over here trying to
So my
represent.
man joined the show. He said he's a firm believer in Christ.
mm.
So all things is possible through the power of the Lord, and Jesus Christ is his Savior. Not a problem. You're gonna need it today from my man Mighty Mo, because he said he got a teaspoon of that medicine, no chaser. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, shout out to everyone in the chat and the live stream. Thus far, I'm like I said, I'm still posting the links as we go along. And again, I got my man Poster. Poster was on yesterday. Did his thing. I'm gonna have him read the questions. You got the questions in order. Actually, do me a favor. Post you sent me the questions.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
added one, but you get the gist of it. I sent it
Okay. No
to you.
problem. No problem. Now, explain to you how some of you guys may be new to debates, or explain to you the rules or how it go. We ask you guys three questions, right? You know, what I mean, whoever goes first, right? and then you answer your question. You know, you answer your question, then the next person's go, and then maybe just say that you want to rebuttal or something you may not agree with what he said in his question. All we ask is that you give the person the respect, you know what I mean, to speak, because when you get to talking at the same time, nobody here. This for YouTube or Google to be this big expensive, you know, showcase. They use like a mono thing, like only be like one person go at a time. Like, it comes through very muffled. We can hear it better here in the chat because we hear, but the people in the audience don't really hear it. It's so like, that's what it kind of sounds like. Which ain't gonna be no a shout match. We can agree to disagree, right?
No doubt.
So, like I said, in Super Jamaican, say if Moss come out and tells you that, hey man, the Xbox got the power of $12,000 PC and it tightens in the cloud, whatever the case, and if you disagree with, you know, I mean, after he gave us his answer, you know, I disagree with that, and you can state your point. And then what if he says something that he disagrees with, Moss? You know, did you want to bring us something up? You can. I mean, like, we give you guys more or less 3 questions, and if this time we give you like, you know, more or less a freestyle question, let you guys, you know, see how it's going. All right, you guys cool with that?
No doubt. Gotta keep it clear for the listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep it clear and clean for the sponsors. And again, shout out to everybody in the live stream. Braxton, if Super Jamaican loses the debate, he must destroy his country's wall. People in Jamaica can be free from taking over Pony Base. So I'm wanting to hang out, pin this. What's going? Hey, Braxton, shout out.
Can I say I'm not debating today, y'all. I'm not making anybody cry today.
They think me and you sounded like post up. That's why.
I'm not making anybody cry today.
Man, we got my man Mighty Moss again, representing in the broadband bullies. Like I said, I want to say this again, a shameless plug, right? Next gen, I have I have an eye for talent. You know what I mean? I do. In this in the day. And you know, and not even like I said, you know, listen, I said if T Reaper can get a following, believe it or not, T Reaper got fans, man.
Yeah,
T Reaper got fans, you know what I mean? Next gen put a lot of people on, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you want to get down what we're doing here, like I said, the debates or just even the brand, like I had a few people support the Patreon. Like I said, it's not even about the money because you guys know you guys know I don't make any money from this. I do it from the culture. But if you guys want to become a part of what we got going on, the website and the other things that we're about to mention off to, like I said, get down and support. I'll posting them if you believe, put the links in there for the Patreon. Also, too, for you guys that have been rocking out in the super chat, I did not know that if you had an iPhone that you couldn't donate $1, whatever the case, whatever, to the super chat. I'm going to be dropping the PayPal link, which is the same thing. So if you want to, bless, be secure, whatever the case, we appreciate it. Okay. We're about to get started off right now. Like I said, anyone in the chat, what's what we do, right? I asked the 3 questions, right? Normally, after we ask the 3 questions, we give you guys a chance to freestyle. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up to you guys in the audience. Let you maybe ask a question, whatever the case may be, to get you guys involved. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that. And again, shout out to Norton, aka Uncle Hate, aka Solo.
Pop Off Gaming.
Pop Off Gaming just got down. The newest member of the Broadband Bullies.
Yes, sir.
It's a big pickup.
Yeah, we out here working, man.
Yeah, Pop Off Gaming got amazing content, man. If y'all can, check out his channel, man. Very funny guy. Does a lot of work, put a lot of work into his content, man. So support.
Yeah, so look out for those
Broadband Bully, baby.
Yeah, we got some more guys that supposed to come through and sign. I don't know what they things been funny with the paperwork, so I don't know what's going on, man. We gonna keep it moving though. But anyway, getting right, we got the first question up today, guys. So do me a favor, please. I'm still, I didn't get a chance to really tweet it out. Could you guys, everyone in here right now, can you please hit the like button? It costs you nothing. Just hit the like button, please. All I ask you. You know what I mean? Enjoy the show. Do me a big favor, please. Just hit the like button. You know what I mean? Please. You know what I mean? A lot of people say they're not being notified. Like, I don't know, whatever the case may be, of the videos. Just do me a favor, please. As soon as you hop in, hit the like button. That's all that I ask. All right. First question. Post. You want to read?
Okay, I got this. Okay, first question.
Who's gonna go first? Smiles or Super Jamaican?
I can go first. Okay. I'm gonna be the gentleman. Jamaican, you want me to go first?
I defer to Moss.
All right. Okay.
Say something again, Super Jamaican. Your mic. Say something again.
I defer to Moss.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah.
Okay. What was your view of the Xbox One X before it was announced, when rumors were circulating? And what is your view now on the Xbox One X now that we are 3 days away from launch? Has MS done enough to pull gamers off the fence? Will gamers who abandoned ship return to a place they once called home, and why?
Good question. Good question. All right. So my view before, you know what I'm saying, the X drop or the information on the X drop was, you know what I'm saying, that Microsoft was in a situation where they were losing the power narrative. We know the power narrative is the narrative this generation. If you saw, I don't want to go in the weeds too much with last generation, but if you looked at the end of last generation, you had a lot of talk about power, Unreal Engine 4. You know what I'm saying? That was all that just took over all the media. So when they lost the power narrative at the beginning of the generation, and then they started getting hammered because of it, I kind of had a feeling that this was going to be the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they was presenting it and the way that the swagger was, you know what I'm saying? You could tell that they really had something to store. I just didn't know what yet at that point in time. As things were being released and information was getting out to the public as far as the power was going to be, you know, 40% more powerful overall, the capabilities of it, the frame rate uptick and all the other stuff. I just knew it. And I believed the majority of the information that was put out there, because Microsoft at that time was getting hammered in the media. They word controlled everything that they've done. And as an industry dude, I just want to say this real quick. One thing that's big with Microsoft is something called oh dang, the term just lost me right now. It's the narrative about their image in the media. You know what I'm saying? So reputational risk. I'm sorry. It's called reputational risk. So they wasn't gonna go out here and oversell this thing. You know what I'm saying? So the media could just eat them like wolves anymore. Now that we're closer to the release, and we got all these major publications turning suit. If you follow your boy, shameless plug, the medicine every day, you know what I'm saying? If you follow your boy, I got the Clown Mania exposed out there, the Verge, Polygon, all of them just talking all this garbage. Now that they got the package in their hand, they had to try, they had to do a complete 180. Then we have the quote unquote gods of all gods when it comes to technical information being passed, which is Digital Foundry.
Okay.
Digital Foundry said, yo, this is the real deal. Check out their GCX conference at the end of September. Everybody won't gloss over this. In that conference, them dudes said, yo, in comparison to the Pro is disappointing because it's not consistent. However, the Xbox One X is consistent and it's packing that power, okay? So now that we're close upon that release, I think it's pretty clear. And then we had the Rolling Stone interview too, that just pretty much just put the nail in the coffin. With Yoshida's comment on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? With all that happening, I'm very confident that this thing is going to be able to be the best machine with your multiplats. And again, because power was the narrative, I truly believe that because of the statistics that are out there from prior in the generation, you're going to have eventually, not right now, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to happen gradually over time, but you're going to have a mass exodus of those casuals come back and want to play their multiplats on the Xbox One X.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll probably have to repeat it again for Mike, what you're making those long questions.
All right.
No, he ain't gotta repeat it. He ain't gotta repeat it. I'm gonna be like Kimbo right now. That's all you got. So, all right. So, how do I feel about the Xbox One X when it was just rumors? Well, when it was just rumors, that's all it was. It was just rumors. There was nothing to believe. What is Microsoft's track record ever since the Xbox One has been out since 2013? A bunch of L's. A bunch of straight L's. They've been taking L's all generation from 2013 till probably November 7th, because that's when they're going to start getting some W's. That's without question. You know what I mean? But before, you know what I mean, they had, you know, it was enticing to hear about the specs of the console. Very enticing. You know, finally they're going to come out with a box that is going to be, you know, better overall. It's going to run the games better. You know, it's going to, you can't have that narrative where, you know, they're taking L's with 720p, 900p. So, you know, those were just rumors though. So that was my perception of it, you know, with the rumors. Now that we're getting some facts, you know, evidence from Digital Foundry, you know, showing some of the games, my perception of this box, it's good, but it's good for the enthusiasts. It's not something for the casuals, because the casuals, you want to talk about, you know, the narrative was all about power, but I disagree with that. I say the narrative was a culmination of the power, the price, and the games. Now, in the beginning, everything was sparse. Games wasn't like top notch. Xbox had their gems in the beginning, but even those gems that they had didn't do anything for the console overall. They lost the gap with the sales in the beginning. It got outsold probably by like 2000. I want to say 2015. It was a wrap, because 2014 it was neck and neck, neck and neck, neck and neck, neck and neck, neck and neck. But after that, 2015, it was over. You know what I mean? You had the Uncharted. Once the Uncharted came out, it was a wrap. Me personally, I'm not even an Uncharted dude. I play a lot of games. I'm from the fighting game community. I like to play my fighters. But you know what I mean? For me to feel confident, like most would feel confident about the Xbox One X, they're gonna need to do more. I feel they haven't done enough. You want to sit here and say that the media bias is what it is. At the same time, it's still the media. They're gonna get their message across. Unless y'all working overtime, there's nothing you can do about that. You gotta soak that up. You take that on the chin, keep it moving, dog. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? But real talk, if for me to be enticed by the Xbox One X, because I have the OG Xbox One, for me to be enticed by that, Microsoft would have to go to Sega and be like, yo, can we get Streets of Rage? Because ain't nobody using that. You know what I mean? Could we get some of the gems you ain't using? They would have to go out of their way. Right now, they're going to a service-based joint. Y'all talking about power, hype, and PUBG. I really don't see any logic in that. PUBG look like trash. That shit it looked so bad. Like, it's not even funny. But y'all, that's our biggest joint coming out right now. Cuphead was a good game, and they did justice with Cuphead. But who bought Cuphead on the Xbox One? Y'all gotta support these games. So for me to be confident about the Xbox One, they're gonna have to do more with games. They're gonna have to show me some more games. You got State of Decay 2 coming. You got, you know, Sea of Thieves coming. You got, what else you got? What else you got? I mean, that's the perception right now. So yeah, I mean, I completely disagree with that power narrative. It was a culmination of the power, the games, and when I say games, it's because Sony got a portfolio, an extensive portfolio where you know games is coming. Microsoft is over here on some, you know, fat kid at the pool thing. They didn't want to show themselves, while Sony out here, you know what I mean, rip. It got them games coming. So, you know what I mean? And then when you go to Digital Foundry, they was talking about the console. It showed some games. They showed FIFA. What was the results on FIFA? The results on FIFA was it was marginal. There was, I think that the draw distance for the grass was like the aspect of the game that they could shine on the Xbox One X over the PC and the PS4. Gears 4, beautiful. It ran beautiful, but you did have a spot where it dropped from 60 frames down to 46 frames, and that wasn't a good look. They're going to do another review on it. I guess the dude who really does Gears is going to work on that and go from there. So right now, I mean, unless you're a Forza 7 fan, you really have nothing. You got the Shadow of War, and that looks better overall. And then you got the Assassin's Creed. You know that's going to look better. But for me, it's the games, man. And I'm not really, you know, a multi-plat dude. A lot of people is. The casuals all are. But me personally, I'm not that kind of dude. You're going to have to show me more games for me to be impressed by this box. Because I'll keep my Xbox One upstairs and still wax everybody in these games. It's all about the games at the end of the day. And that's the end of that for me.
Okay.
You want to respond?
Yeah. Okay, bro. All right. Look, let me just precurse that with this, yo. I want to let you know what your boy do. I do data analytics, meaning I crunch numbers all day. I talk numbers in my sleep. I want to let you know, I want to warn you that the thing that's going to beat you to the white meat ain't necessarily me, bro. It's the numbers. There was so much stuff packed into that response that was garbage. I'm going to have to break it down piece by piece, and I can't address everything because it's just ridiculous.
Hit the like button.
Here we go. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? You said that you don't believe that the power narrative had anything to do with the mass exodus from the 360 to the PlayStation 4, correct? Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I think like I said, I disagree because you said it was mainly the power that drew the masses in, and it was to me, it was a culmination of power, price, and games. And when I say games, I'm not saying the joints that was out then. As far as hell, I bought my PS4 when Destiny came out, so that's why I got my PS4. but it's the portfolio of the games that I knew was coming down the line. They do it all the time. They've done it every generation, and I know those games is coming. And that was something for me. I think it was a combination of all of that.
Okay. All right. So here's the problem with that response. First and foremost, the power had everything to do with it at the beginning. Because if you look at it now, you are right that the PlayStation was $100 lower at first. Let me share some numbers with you, bro. At the end of 2013, the Xbox One had sold slightly over 3 million consoles. PlayStation 4 sold slightly over 4 million consoles, right? It's marginal lead for the PlayStation 4, and even though it was out only for a few months, you really can't gauge anything then. In the year that the Xbox dropped its price $100, bro, the gap was 14 million.59 to 7.91. So if it had anything to do, if it was all about the price when the system dropped, how come the gap isn't closer? You want to know why? Because everybody, including Yoshida and your boy Andrew House that just got his walking papers, was sitting there promoting, yo, 1080p makes you a better gamer. As a matter of fact, if it was about the games, it was about the games to you. It wasn't about the games to them, because Yoshida and your boy Andrew House got on different publications and said, yo, we know that the games ain't here for the PlayStation 4. But again, we got the power. The games are coming. So that's false right there. Number two, you say it's all about the games and you mean the exclusives. Okay. Here's the problem with that narrative. Can you tell me what is the exclusive attach rate to every console that was sold out there for the PlayStation 4?
Without the numbers in front of me, I couldn't tell you that right now.
Let me help you out, brother. It is 3%. For Xbox, it is 4%. For multiplats, for the top 25, it's 11% on both systems individually. And then when you go to the top 50, it's 8%. So under your theory, the Xbox should be a lot closer to the PlayStation 4 in numbers, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you, man, I really don't want to do this. I don't want the smelling salts to come out already. No. What I want you to understand, bro, is that you cannot take your individual likings and your individual thought process and spread it to the whole market, okay? What we're talking about here is how this is going to affect the market, not how this is going to affect Super Jamaican. You got to have that unbiased in you. I get it. You're a PlayStation enthusiast. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm an Xbox enthusiast. I like JRPGs, but the whole market ain't like that. So I got to expand my mind and approach it from a broader perspective. And that's what you need to do too, okay? So before you come out there spreading all that jazz, PUBG is trash. PUBG is blowing numbers that we've never seen before. We don't care if it's trash in Super Jamaican. Sony's not calling you up to do advertisements for them. So I'm just trying to tell you, I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you like, but you got to bring the hyperbole down just a little bit, okay? All right. Oh, no, and one last thing, man. Because you're trying to dog Cuphead. Let me spread a fact to you. Everybody say that Microsoft ain't got no games. And I don't actually agree with, well, that narrative is false, but Microsoft does not have stellar games in their exclusive lineup in comparison to what they had last generation. That I agree with. And like Z, I think it's on the new regime to change that. They need to change that ASAP. However, as far as the market response to what they have released, Cuphead, Forza, you know what I'm saying? PUBG's coming out. Them as a publisher, they have done a lot and they're pulling numbers. Don't forget that Minecraft is in that portfolio too, bro, because that Minecraft got that big update and they're making money off your favorite system as well, which is Sony. So again, don't apply Super Jamaican to everything when we're talking about the mass market. Understand that there are people out there, particularly the casuals, not the gaming nerds like us, the casuals that have a different take to games than we do. Next question, please. Unless you want to rebuttal. No,
I'm going to rebuttal. Post up. Do me a favor and read me the second part of the question, please, for everybody to hear.
Post? Oh, hold on. And Post got his mic. Hold on. I go to the question. Hold on, good bro.
I think what was it? How the I get where you coming from. You trying to say?
I got. My bad. I had my mic muted. Okay, has MS done enough to pull gamers off the fence? And will gamers who have banned this ship return to a place they once called home, and why?
So has Microsoft done enough to pull gamers off the fence?
For those that were waiting to get it, like I'm gonna wait and see what the console come out, see what it can do. Can it really give us 4K? Is it gonna be a leap over the Pro? Is it better graphically? Stuff like that.
Because a lot of people was questioning even the box being capable of what it was doing at one point. And a lot of people were sitting on the fence like they're gonna wait and see. And you still got people on the fence. And with the reviews coming out and all that stuff, have they done enough so far to pull people off the fence?
Now that question, that's a loaded question. Now, remember E3 when they announced the Xbox, this E3, does anybody remember how many games they touted that would be Xbox One enhanced, Xbox One X enhanced? Does anybody remember?
No.
Not a fact, but it wasn't a lot.
They said the list was growing.
It was over 100 games, wasn't it?
What's it at now?
Okay.
Oh, so what's it at now?
Right now, it's still over 100, but you're asking,
almost 170 on this way to probably 100.
So you're asking me what have they done to pull me off the fence? Well, they touted that number of games, but when it's coming out right now, we got like 70 games. Is it 70 games that will be Xbox One X enhanced?
Can I clarify the question? I mean, not to interrupt, bro. I'm trying to keep this civil, but just make sure we stay out of the weeds here. I think the question is, what are they going to do to pull gamers out of the fence? We already know where you're coming from with this, but what are they going to do for the other casuals?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys like to go on about this narrative with the media bias and say that the casuals is the one purchasing the game, but at the same time, y'all talking about casuals ain't the one listening to these shows. It's more or less coming from like their friends and their peers. With what you said last time, Most, and how about why is it still selling more after the price dropped and everything? You gotta look at that snowball effect, bro. That snowball effect. People are buying that PlayStation 4. So you telling me right now, with all those PlayStation 4s out there, think about it, all those PlayStation 4s out there, that community, and it ain't like live, communities stay together. PlayStation is very diverse. You got very diverse gamers. They all play a bunch of stuff, and then you got like mainly the casuals out there. Where are the casuals supposed to get that information from? A lot of them will come to YouTube, but not all of them is going to come to YouTube. All of them is going to go out to those outlets. That's why I said what I said. If the media is still controlling the narrative and a majority of them is still shunning on the Xbox One X, how are you telling me they pulling them off the fences when they go into those damn websites and they looking at all this negativity towards the Xbox One X? That don't make no sense. Another thing is the hypocrisy. How dare y'all? Yeah, talking hypocrisy of this mother. Listen, you 4K, 60 frames per second, uncompromised. This is what they was preaching. They didn't say every game, but they games, they first parties. So you can't have anything on Digital Foundry showing anything less than that. Because once you get, that's like a shark in the water smelling blood. Once you get a whiff of it, it's a wrap, dog. So it's like you can't be out here talking power and all this, and then you talk about Minecraft, then you talk about PUBG. Like it's mind-boggling to me. Like I don't understand that. But to answer the question, like I said, if you're talking about pulling gamers off the fence, they haven't done it yet. They need more time. They need more games. They need those games to knock them out. They need those games. Like if they came out, let's say if Xbox One X came out with a sports game where it just completely crapped all over the PS4 Pro, that's gonna pull gamers towards the Xbox One X. Gears 4 ain't gonna do it by itself because it's an exclusive. That's your own argument. The exclusives don't sell. Exclusives don't pull people in like that. So if the sports games ain't gonna do it, and if the Assassin's Creeds ain't gonna like do it and stuff like that, what is?
Okay. So to answer your question, because you kind of you went on one side of the fence and then you jumped on the other side of the fence. So here's the problem with what you just said. You said that the media, the narrative about the media is false, about what Xbox people are saying, and it's not true. And that's not going to have an impact on gamers. All right. Here's the problem with that. If, like you said, if gamers are going to the media and they're listening to them, to get information on consoles and games, the casuals, and they hear Digital Foundry being pumped up the way that they were at the beginning of the generation. And there's 1,000 examples. I'm just going to focus on Digital Foundry. And the same people that was hammering Microsoft all generation, look at this 900p, this is horrible. Then you get to where the Xbox One X is going to release. And they tell you, look at Shadow of War. Look at the comparison on the PS4 Pro that they told you had dynamic 4K. And you look at what the Xbox One X is giving you. Xbox One X is more consistent. The PS4 Pro is soupy. That's going to have an impact that's far-reaching, including casuals, because everybody knows who Digital Foundry is. Let me tell you something, bro. Did you pre-order the Xbox? Let me ask you a real quick question. Did you pre-order the Xbox One X?
No, I didn't pre-order it yet.
Okay. I went to GameStop and pre-ordered the Xbox One X. What your boy normally does is when I'm down there and people have questions, you know what I'm saying? I like to interject and get involved or whatever. So there were about 20 people in line when I ordered my Xbox One X. Okay. Half of those people, even to my surprise, were casuals. They was like, yo, one dude was right behind me. Yo, I'm getting this because I'm ready to play my duty on it. That dude's gonna look fire. And you could tell he was a casual because of the questions that he was asking. He just heard there was a more powerful device. Okay. And that because there's a more powerful device, he wants to get it. It's all about the latest and greatest. With multimedia devices like consoles. Okay. It's about the latest and greatest. And when it comes to the casuals, they want something they can play their duty, they Madden, they 2K18 on. That's going to look superb, or it's going to perform superb to them. So you have a lot of casuals that are coming on board because of the word of mouth, for one, and for two, because of the established media units like a Digital Foundry sitting there telling you the performance of this X is massive. So because of that, it may not happen immediately, but over time, my projection is around second quarter next year. You're going to really start seeing those numbers close that gap between what Xbox is doing and what PlayStation 4 was able to do. And one last point. You don't make money off of a console that's just sitting in your house, okay, waiting for exclusives. There's not enough exclusives out there to coexist or overwrite the volume of multiplayer games. So because of that, if people start buying the X and they start playing their multiplayer games on the X opposed to the PlayStation 4, that's going to be a problem for PlayStation.
It sounds logical. This is going to be my final rebuttal, and then we can move on. All right, Most. I answered the question for you. So answer a question for me. What sells more, Assassin's Creed or FIFA?
I don't know. Maybe FIFA.
You're a number guy. You're a numbers guy. You're supposed to know this, man. You're supposed to be the ghost with the most mighty most, man. Where's these numbers at? FIFA would sell more than Assassin's Creed. FIFA is a global game. Yes. On Digital Foundry, did you watch the Digital Foundry for FIFA? For the Xbox One X? Yes or no?
No, I did see that.
All right, so you need to go watch that, brother. You need to go watch that, and you need to go analyze that. Come back to me with some numbers. The difference was marginal. The difference was non-existent, literally. Post-up said, what are they doing to pull gamers off the fence and bring them to them? My answer, they ain't done much yet. So they said, like you talking about, you're going to see these results in second quarter. So the results is not immediately now. It's not going to pull gamers now. So the answer right now is the status quo. It's going to remain the same.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's a very interesting point. I won't say it's good because, what y'all want to do all the time is y'all want to pull one example here, one example there. I ain't got to know the numbers of FIFA. There's more than FIFA out there. Everybody ain't just casuals just don't buy FIFA. So even though the margin is bigger, the difference is only marginal for FIFA. They don't care about how Call of Duty's going to look. They don't care about what Destiny's going to look like. They don't care about what Madden's going to look like.
So right now.
So giving me one example.
Present. Not future. Present. The fence is in front of us right now. And with the games they got right now, FIFA, no difference.
Shadow of War. Shadow of War
was different. That's where you got your soup from. That's where you got your Campbells and your Chunkies. That's where you got that from. But FIFA sells more than Shadow of War. Yes or no?
Even if the difference,
yes or no, yes or no,
it don't
yes
matter.
or no, yes or no,
Let me answer you.
yes or no.
So what is you talking about? You think FIFA?
You said that it's the multiplats that's gonna bring these things in.
One at a time. One at a time. Hit the like button, baby. Hit the like button.
Now, let me ask you one thing. I'm not even trying to interject myself in this debate. I was trying to see where you guys. We still have two other questions here. Are you asking overall? Are you asking overall as far as multiplats or just one game? Because I guess it depends on your territory. Because
right now, all I'm saying is the games that's out. What we have. What's the evidence we got right now? You asked the question. What is going to pull the gamers off the fence to bring them back? What is going to pull those gamers that was the Xbox 360 dudes back? Xbox 360 dudes play Madden, FIFA, and all them games. Right now, with the FIFA game we just got on the Xbox One X, there is no difference besides some blades of grass.
Look, like I said, you pulling out one example and many that are interesting to the casual market for the simple fact that we got Shadow War. It's telling you that the graphics is soupy. And you know what? A lot of people probably didn't even see the analysis on FIFA because it was under the radar. I mean, we the nerds was looking at that one, but the one is Shadow War. Every time you picked up an app, every time you looked at the news feed, that's all you saw.
But on your Google,
let me finish, bro. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is that even though you have one example to where you said the difference was marginal, it was still better. And then you see stuff popping up on your phone that says, yo, Duty's gonna look better. Yo, even Shadow War's gonna look better. Assassin's Creed is gonna look better. You'll see all that stuff that has wide-reaching margins, wide-reaching aspects to the casual market. May not be as much as FIFA, but they still hitting numbers, and people is going to see that, see the notifications on the phone, see the Rolling Stone interview, and they're going to say, oh, okay, I majority play multiplats. That's what the majority of the console market plays, is multiplats. This plays my multiplats better, whether it's marginal here or it's grand here. These are games that I know of. These are games that I'm interested in. I am going to make the switch, because when I purchased the Pro, I did not get the bump in power that I was looking for.
I'll tell you what, them dudes is gonna make that switch to the Nintendo Switch, because they ain't gonna make it to the Xbox One X, because listen, man, it's a culmination of everything that will pull the gamers towards that. On Digital Foundry, they said the verdict was it was an excellent gaming device when it came to games, but for the media portion of it, still, it's lacking on some 4K features for like some of the I don't know if it was Netflix or something. They said the media device, not so much, but as a games device, yes, it has the power and the capability. It's up to the developers to take advantage of that. If not all the developers is going to take advantage of that, we're going to see games like FIFA. We have a game like FIFA 18, and that is an example right there. Not more people is going to buy Shadow of War. Not more people is going to buy Assassin's Creed than they are FIFA. We're talking casuals. What's going to sell the damn device? So when it comes to what sells the device, everybody knows sports games sell more than all them drugs, because all the casuals play sports games. And if we don't see big differences in games like FIFA, games like, the multiplats that they share, the EA Sports games, the 2K games and stuff like that, I'm telling you right now, ain't going to be no different. You could wait till second quarter next year. You ain't going to see no difference in sales. That's for damn sure with all them joints PlayStation got coming out. It's a culmination of everything. Once prices drop, once the games is there, and if they got, even with the power they got now, Sony can still do it. So, once again, my answer is no. They haven't done enough. And I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't got no more rebuttal. You say whatever you want.
We could go back and forth on this, but like I said, bro, you can't be jumping on both sides of the fence. You talking about media devices? Come on, bro. By Microsoft focusing on media devices is what got them in the crunch in the first place. The people care about media, but the overwhelming majority of the market ain't saying, "Oh, I'm missing a little bit on 4K, so I'm not going to get it." For the media devices, that don't make any sense, man.
No, dog. What makes sense is they're gonna watch that same Digital Foundry joint that I watched, and they're gonna hear that what I just repeated to you, because that's where I got that from. Digital Foundry. You think they're gonna watch half of it? Think that the graphics is gonna turn it off? No, they're gonna watch it for the whole thing. I'm looking at the whole pack. That's $500. That's $500. I got the Xbox One upstairs.
Okay.
So you telling me what's gonna pull me up the fence to upgrade? I need to see more. and I haven't seen enough.
And that's you. The numbers tell otherwise. That people want the latest and greatest, and they play multiplats, and every multiplat that's out there, including FIFA, even if it's marginal, is better. They want the latest.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. This thing here is getting heated already. It's getting heated.
Man, that's just the first question.
And nobody wants to give a ground, man. Both of you guys are bringing up valid
first question.
You know what I mean? He said
oh wow.
FIFA thing. The guy here, Killer B, said FIFA is only big in Europe, but it's still the most successful.
Oh no, it pulls numbers.
Sports titles. 2K and all that stuff more sells more over here in the States. You know what I mean? But overall, the guy here said that it wasn't a big difference between 900p and 1080p, but that got Sony over the hump. So, but it is what it is. And they said, I'm gonna give you guys a time to answer your questions in the chat. You know what I mean? To ask these guys. What's the second question you have for them, Post? You there, Post?
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Okay, that was awesome. Okay, man, bro, I'm looking. They didn't want to give no ground. Okay, so this is the second question. Recently, it was reported that the PSVR raked in an estimated $500 million from hardware alone. An estimated 1.5 million PSVR units sold. Is that enough incentive for MS to jump in the game now with the X with their own VR solution, or will MS patience pay off in the long run?
I mean, I'm gonna be a gentleman. I'm gonna let Jamaican do it again.
It's Jamaican turn to go first now.
Yeah, I'll take this. All right. So with the PSVR, they raked in that $500 million. They sold 1.5 PSVRs. Microsoft, they got so many apps that can go with the Xbox One X that right now they need to hold off because they're doing something with their smart lens. They're doing something. I believe it was. In the beginning, they was going to partner with Oculus, and I don't know what's happening with that. There's not enough out for Microsoft to take advantage of that right now. I'm not sure unless they're going to take up some of the games that Oculus is supporting and stuff like that. I don't know if they have any reason to go after that. To answer that question, they have no reason to go after that. Honestly, they need to focus on games. They need to just keep it where it should be at now. Maximize, get these patches out for these games, make them look spectacular. To pull me in, you got to give me some eye sex. You got to give me some eye candy. You gotta knock me off my feet. You know what I mean? So right now they need to stick with them games. I don't think that's anything they need to touch. If they touching that and they bobble that, what's that gonna do for the X? That's just something I think they should focus on the games right now for what it is.
Okay. So I don't want to focus too much on the fact that my man's Jamaican is focusing on his perspective and not looking at the totality of what the gamers want. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you this much. First, let me start with PSVR. Okay. You got to crunch the numbers. Everybody, people in the chat, you want to crunch the numbers. I know our man Porter Rock, that's my favorite pony out there. I know he was spilling this math about, Sony brought in $525 million with the PSVR. Here goes the reality. Let me hit some dosages with you. You know what I'm saying? And my 9-year-old could have done this math. The PlayStation VR is $350, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you multiply $350 times how many were sold. That's 1.5 million. You get 525 million. That's just what they brought in as far as what was sold. That is not the revenue of it. You still got to take in the cost of production and the cost of marketing. That's what you do with any business term. So did they rake in 525 million net for the PlayStation VR? No. You got to add those. You got to subtract those figures out to figure out what they really came home with. All right. Now, we know that they did make a profit because Adam Boyes, formerly of PlayStation, said we are selling each unit in the black. But did they net a whole 525 million? No. And the simple fact is, my answer is no to that question because PlayStation VR is a failure. How was it a failure? Because in 2016, Sony projected that at the end of that year, PlayStation VR was going to sell 2.5 million.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to have to step away for like 15 minutes. I'm going to keep it up and running. I gotta check on my grandmother. Said she fell, but everything's gonna be up and running. So it's gonna be like 15 minutes. I post you.
I got this. I got this.
God bless, man. All right.
Priorities.
No doubt. So, like I said, man, the PlayStation VR was a failure. 2.5 million was the projected sellings. Right after launch, they realized that they bet all their chips as far as this PlayStation VR on it too early. So that they had to lower the projections to 700,000. Even almost a year after launch, it still ain't hit that 2.5 million. You know who was big on PlayStation VR, who put all his chips on it? Your boy, Andrew House. Andrew House was given his walking papers. He's gone. Because of that failure alone, it proves that Microsoft was smart holding back, not because it got anything to do with games, but just the market wasn't primed for it yet. That Microsoft is being, I may not agree with all their decisions, but they are being smart and savvy as far as this comes. Let me explain something else to you, my man Jamaican. Microsoft know what they're doing here with the mixed AR and VR, whatever it is that they're coming out with. They know so much about this, and they are impressing people that Valve has come to the studio. And guess who else has come to the studio to learn more about?
I'll be right back, okay?
No doubt. Guess who else came to the studio, Jamaican? Sony's been over at Microsoft checking out this technology. So Microsoft knows what they're doing here. As far as technology is concerned, they've already pumped out the X, which is impressive. Digital Foundry praises it after they've been wood buffing Sony all this generation. And then you got their thing on AR that they're working on that is so impressive that companies like Valve and even Sony themselves have been at Microsoft looking at the technology. So they did the smart thing. They did their research. This is their avenue as far as technology is concerned. And they're holding out. They ain't got nothing to do with games. It's just that the market ain't primed for it yet. You have a unit that cannot, which is in VR, which cannot be utilized by a large number of your base. Kids can't wear the unit. That is a problem market-wise. So they've done the smart thing, period. It ain't got nothing to do with games. Okay, I pass it on.
Yeah, just a rebuttal on that. I mean, I'm not trying to throw no shade on PSVR. I mean, the question is for, is Microsoft smart for not jumping on it? And is it something they should venture into? Like I said, man, I think they should, I can't speak for the masses because I don't have the answers from all the masses unless I do the, Genki Dama. I can't tell everybody to give me their thoughts. I can't charge that up right now. But what I do know is I would like personally for Microsoft to focus on their game. I'm happy they haven't jumped on that ship yet. It's just another thing I think Microsoft, if they focus, if they need to, when the appeal of the game is back, to the last point, bring them off the fence. And I think they should stick with the games right now. I need to see more games from them. The augmented reality and everything like that, that's cool. I'm sure it'll be a hit when it comes out. I'm sure they even do better than the PSVR because PSVR, last time I checked, did better than Oculus. They're better than all the other VS except for the Samsung headgear or the phone gear, whatever the VR gear for the Samsung. So I mean, it outclassed everything else besides that. But maybe it was something that came out too early. Not everybody was ready to implement that. People is barfing, playing the game, they throwing up. It's something that it's an experimental thing. Yeah, the man's gone. Maybe he took the L for that. I don't have the papers to see why he got fired and nothing like that. I ain't trying to throw no shade his way either. But to answer the question, like I said, it's a no for me. I don't want him to touch it yet. I'm happy that they didn't touch it yet. I want them to focus on their games because I want to see those games. I want to see some beautiful games from Microsoft. I know they can do it. I remember playing the Xbox back in the day, playing games like Otogi, playing games like Project Gotham Racing, playing games like, playing games like Fable. And that's what I want to see. Once VR or AR, whatever it is ready for us, and that's what Sony's doing. Sony's priming it for us to be ready. You got to give them props for taking that step. It might be an L to their chin, but you got to give them props for at least doing it and still keeping up with the momentum and still keeping up with the games that they bringing out and stuff like that. So it's an L on their part, but it's something I'm glad that Microsoft did not step their foot into because if they would have bombed on that, we would not be talking about Microsoft right now.
Okay. I get your point, and I'm just going to rebut on a couple things. First and foremost, if you want them not to focus on it, it's too late. They're focused on it. They just haven't released it yet. And like I said, what they focused on must be that grand, because Valve and Sony themselves, while they are working on the PlayStation VR, trying to boost that, trying to help get that to be successful, have visited Microsoft. And Microsoft is being the bigger guys. They're saying, hey, yeah, come on in. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That's their strategy. I have a different business philosophy, but whatever.
They gotta burn them up for that crossplay. You gotta burn them up for that crossplay. So they gotta do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I just look, man. I'm a take no prisoners type dude when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? But if they feel like that this is helping, this is helping the gaming community. Because one thing I will give to Sony, I will say this, and maybe this will be a kumbaya moment. Even though I don't like Sony's output, one thing I will give Sony is they try and beat you to the white meat. They are not trying to be friends with you. They ain't sharing you none of their technology. It's you buy our technology or else, or you don't get to participate in it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand Microsoft may be showing Steam or something like that. But if the shoes were reversed and Sony had this technology, they'd be like, yo, once we patent this to get this done, if you want to come and see some of this, you're going to have to pay us for it. And I think that is the proper business strategy. Also, so like I said, point blank, if you're worried about them working on it, they're working on it. And what they're doing must be highly impressive. A company has to walk and chew gum at the same time. I ain't never look. Here's the thing that I don't understand. And Z be bringing this up all the time. We the only community, we the smartest community out there talking compute units and technical babble this and all that other stuff. But we are not smart to understand the business side. Why do we want companies to just do one thing at a time? Do you go to UPS and be like, yo, ship my package overnight, but I want you to give me tracking information? And then you be like, and then they be like, well, no, we can only do one thing at a time. You'll find out later when your package is there. No. We're the only industry that want people to focus on one thing at a time. You have to be multifaceted, even when you're in trouble. When you're in trouble, you have to have contingency plans, and you still got to do business as usual. They call it BAU. So I don't want Microsoft to focus on one thing at a time. I want them to be hammering everything out because they have the resources and they have the technology to do it. Now, they may be on the right thing right here, right now with the AR/VR thing, but at the same time, they just have to refocus their gears and make sure that that powerhouse exclusive content comes out. I will agree with you there, brother. All right, next question.
I appreciate that most, but once again, you did what I did last. You said what I want. It's not about what you want. It's about what's good for Microsoft. It's about what's good for us in their perception. I want to see Microsoft get that great. I want that big ass Xbox on that box. Boy, when that first Xbox came out, that big old clunky control. I want them to do good so they can compete with Sony. So Sony can get off their behind. They're in the market lead. Ain't nothing really, focus, forcing them to do anything right now. I agree with you. Now, no company should, focus on one thing. But with Microsoft where they at right now, ain't no reason to focus on anything but them games and them graphics, because that's and that's what they got to come.
I can't let that go. I can't let that go.
Hold on 1 second before you answer. I missed the whole question. Can you repeat the question for me? My grandmother
don't want to give ground at all. Hold on. The question was: recently, it was reported that the PSVR raked in estimated $500 million from hardware alone.
I'm up to score. All right, after them, I'm good. I'm sorry. What you want to say, Mighty Moss?
Okay, here's the thing, man. Yeah. I'm amazed right now that Super Jamaican just gave some corporate slave lingo talking about I want Microsoft to get the chips. Microsoft got the chips, okay? Even the gaming division got the chips. Can I share something with you, bro? Okay. Microsoft overall is the highest revenue making publisher in the world overall. They are consistently in the top 4 when ranked by analysts as far as earnings from the game division. When ranked globally, they're number 3 nationally. We just reported on the Broadband Bulletin that these mugs as a services are up 21%, and they made $1.8 billion in 1 quarter alone off of software sales. That's because of the publishing success. These mugs also won the ACO Award for being the best publisher this year. It got the pony salty. I'm sorry for the slur ponies, but you know what I'm saying. So here's the thing. I'm not worried about Microsoft's chips. Their chips is high. What I'm worried about is their decision and their business practices, which is, are you going to give fanfare to the gamers? Okay. Are you going to come out with something that, yes, will raise your profitability, because you got to do that as a Fortune 500 company, and at the same time drop something that is fanfare for your hardcore gamers? So I get what you're trying to say, Jamaican. You're trying to say, yo, it's all about the masses. And yeah, they're going to take care of the masses with the Xbox One X because they're giving them a system to play their better multiplats. But what I'm saying here is for us hardcore, now I'm saying for the gaming nerds, us in the chat, the people talking smack, all that stuff. Yo, look, Microsoft got the chips. Do not worry about their chips. We need to see what they're doing with their chips. And so far, it is a little troubling that we ain't got those powerhouse exclusives like your Mass Effects, like your BioShock, even though that was only a time exclusive. But Ken Levine told you last generation there would not be no BioShock if it wasn't for Microsoft's intervention. That's powerful. We need that influence again at the very least if they don't have it coming first party. So I'm not worried about their chips, bro. I'm worried about their decisions, their business decisions and their mind states, and where their philosophy is as far as giving us, the hardcore gaming nerds, the content that we all want.
Okay. I apologize, most, because when I said chips, I should have been more clear. I mean, when you go to a casino and they give you chips, when you go to a casino and they give you chips, is that actually the cash, or is that something that represents the cash?
You got me lost.
Come on, Moss, put it out.
I don't understand the analogy. I'll answer the question. I'm trying to understand the analogy. But go. Okay, no, it represents the cash. Okay,
it represents the cash. So right now, we all know they got cash. When I said green, I want the users from PS4, whoever the fuck came over here, because I don't know these niggas. I wasn't playing with these back in the PS3 days. I don't know them. So I want Microsoft, the perception, I want that to become stronger. I want that to evolve back into whatever it was before. That's what's going to get Sony motivated to do what they need to do so they competing at a top tier level, get Nintendo back out the game. I don't know what Nintendo do when they're coming out with these low graphics, making these kiddies smile and all that, grown man-beard children doing it. I need Microsoft's perception to rise back up to what it was. It's all about the perception and how we all view them. And can we all agree that the perception ain't what it used to be back in the 360 days?
Oh, yeah, because they're not number one.
They're not number one. So when I say that, I just mean, don't focus on augmented reality until you at that point where you could just like, oh, yeah, and then we got this. Come with those games first. You know what I mean? Hit us with something to surprise my man next year. Hit him with a Fable. Hit him with a Project Gotham Racing. Hit him with some games, man. There's so many games out there that Microsoft's like, and then they go into like a service-based thing. You talking about, they're gonna get that back. That's left to be seen, dog. We don't know. With their track record, we don't know it might, instead of state of decay, it might be state of delay. We don't know. We got to get to that point. We need to get to that point before we can see these results. We gotta let time play one day at a time. Most you about to be space ghosts out this month.
All right, hold up. We gotta take an intermission. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
They've been
listen. I want to say this. I gotta take my hat off to both these brothers.
Yeah, they pound for pound right here.
Toe to toe, blow for blow, pound for pound. And for those who can say I stacked the deck and everything, no, I don't. I had the same questions. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but like I said, we had a good show today. And if you're interested, like I said before, if you rocking out and supporting the platform, even the live stream right now, the super chat. I didn't know that if you had an iPhone, you couldn't do it. Here's a link. You know what I mean? If you want to get down and help sponsor some of the shows and the direction of the channel. Get behind, like I said, the Patreon. You know what I mean? If you want to, if you're a big coming YouTuber and you want to participate in these debates, you know what I mean, and you think you got, you got, you know what I mean, you got what it takes.
What it takes, yeah.
Come on, all right, like I said, I need about, honestly, I need about 3 more cats. Like I have something else that we're doing and that I haven't even announced yet. We're gonna keep it on the rest. People always like to steal my ideas. Now here I'm joking saying that Donnie D maybe wasn't so bad, but we're gonna save that one for
I heard that.
And now people are saying that Donnie D maybe wasn't so bad.
I heard that. They're eating their words, Dexter. They eating their words, man.
It's crazy, right? Like I said, man, maybe, but look, I'm show it ain't about me today. It's about these jokers here, and they're both doing an excellent job here, man. Like I said, if you're entertained, hit the like button. It's 160.
This is pound for pound right here.
It's 160 y'all in here right now. Well, it'll take you 2 seconds to touch your screen and hit the like button. What we doing here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you at least do that? If you appreciate the content that Next Gen is giving you and these brothers, hit the like button, man.
It's just a mouse click away.
What? Listen, if you here to support the PlayStation brother, hit the like button here for him. If you're here to support my man Mighty Mouse on the Xbox side of things,
hit the like button for him.
Are you not entertained? Hit that like button.
Ready to rumble.
Let me be realistic here. If you think I have a dog shit platform and my channel was dog shit and should die, hit the like button, man. You know what I mean? If you tired of me cheating your grandmother, hit the like button. Whatever the case may be, it'll cost you nothing, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yo,
I seen the ass shit. Y'all should hop right in. That's how you go. How you say, bottle water check. You know what I mean? Like button check. That should be as soon as you come in the room, get seated. But you know, I don't give you that content. He said, my man Mighty Mouse said that medicine. Look, now what question? That's only question number 2, right?
That's only question number 2. They going at it. Hold on, but we have to the chat. You have to give props to Super Jamaican.
Oh, man. No doubt.
For coming, this is not easy to do. Coming up here, being asked questions, not knowing the questions, and being able to articulate on the fly, just off the head. This is not easy. And Next Gen reach out to a lot of people in the chat.
The Prodigy said he put me in. The Prodigy.
And he stepped up, and he came prepared today. Both of them did.
I want to say this right here. Hey, the Prodigy, like, get at me right now on Twitter, Zaire 2005. I give you I got the contract waiting for you right now, good brother. Hit me now on Twitter, Zaire 2005. I'll follow you right back, and I give you what you know mean to do. Like I said, to get this thing pop. I'm about to help my man Super Jamaican with his channel too. Listen, broadband bullies, we out here working.
You are now in tune with the broadband bullies. You feel me? This is what we do.
Next Gen, you lost your creativity. Nah, man, I've been working, man. The broadband bullies.
You feel me?
You know what I mean? For real. Like you said, Next Gen, they talking about you lost your creativity. Nah, man, I've been working, man, with the broadband bullies, man. All right, what's the third question? Are we still on question?
We still on this one. I can't let that one go. I've been waiting patiently. You see me? I've been waiting patiently. I've been sipping my tea. Look,
my man, shout out to my man Joe Henry, man. I ain't seen you in a minute in the comment section. Shout out to each and every last one of you.
Yeah, shout out to Greg too. I think he did something in the super chat earlier.
I'm sorry, my man.
Greg, the chosen one. I think
shout out to my brother Greg. That's Greg from Gears of War.
Oh yeah, he gang with us all the time. Whenever we stream, bro. Shout out to Greg. He did put something in the super chat earlier, man.
Yeah, I don't even see it, but that's great. He today he put it in super chat today.
I think so. If I'm not mistaken,
man,
I might gotta rub my glasses or something.
I know he done something the other day, and I didn't see. I went back and hollered at him, but yeah, that's my man Greg, my man Xavier Bay. He part of the broadband bullies. I look, check your inbox too on Twitter. Xavier, how you pronounce your damn name? Dragon Moore. You part of the broadband bullies too. I just sent something to you on Twitter. I just asked you a question in your channel because I'm trying to get with you guys to, between today and tomorrow, and put that. I got some stuff that I've done myself that I'm gonna let you guys upload on your channel. You know what I mean? My man Neverland X Zaire's podcast is better than the Webmail podcast, and I don't know the Press Start podcast is. Hey Neverland, thank you for the kind words, man. Thank you for the kind. My man, what's my man name here?
I'm gonna call you by your first name because I ain't finna call you Bay. Shout out to Xavier, whatever.
Yeah, he part of Dragon Moore. That's he part of Broadband Bullies. He joined up like last week before last.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying with the super chat. Yes, sir. We working, man. Man. We just building.
Yeah. He said, King, I've been on Xbox before you was born. All right, Jake. But anyway, I'm sorry, Maul, scared, man.
Okay, look. All right, bro. Let me again hit you with the data analytics, bro.
Okay,
which I don't think you understand. Hopefully this will help make it resonate for you.
For sure.
All right. So the problem with Microsoft hasn't been that they can't walk and chew gum too, or their focus can't be multifaceted. The problem is what they want to focus on, period. So to get back to your point, to where you're saying, no, I want them to focus on this. No, I want Microsoft to focus on many things, but to be savvy. Go to the internal development teams that they got right now and start working on games. Work on multiple games. Like Z said, Naughty Dog was able to tap, PlayStation was able to tap Naughty Dog while they was in the middle of Uncharted 3 to start a little bit on The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? For them to do multifaceted things like that, because they're a Fortune 500 company, they're a Silicon Valley company, and they have to do that. The problem is what they want to focus on. Okay, and the problem with that is they went under Satya Nadella, and now Phil running the Xbox division. They've decided to go with the Silicon Valley work behind the scenes model. That's where they don't compete up front. They don't sit there and do all that stuff up front on a regular basis. They compete behind the scenes for patents and stuff like that, and they just get money that way. That's why they was pushing the cross-play. That's why they was pushing to have, or not pushing for it, but that's why they invited Sony to be there, because Google makes money off of Twitter. Twitter makes money off of Google. They make money off of Snapchat. That's the Silicon Valley way. What we need to do as gamers is say, no, we're not with that. We want you to work on multiple things, but we also want you to focus on the fanfare. Let me explain something to you. Why Microsoft is doing that. And you talk about, oh, this games as a service thing, you know what I'm saying, ain't that big. Number one, we've already had news to admonish that thought. Games of a service is big, because even though Sony is outselling and they got output going out there 2-to-1, they done switched to Microsoft strategy. So how is it not working? Another fact of the matter is, the reason why they did that switch to make is because even though Sony has output out there 2-to-1 as far as games and software sales and all that, they are only making 25% more than their competitor. They said, oh, hell no, we can't continue with this. So now they're switching to Microsoft's model. So all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, Microsoft got half of the game down. We just need them to get the other half of the game down to where they are doing the fanfare. Saying to them, I only want them to focus on this and focus on that, stymies the market. They need to be able to do both, because they're successful, hella successful with the one part. We just need them to realize that it will be beneficial for them to focus on the games too and increase their output.
I feel you, though. I feel you. And that was some good rebuttal. But I'm going to leave it at this, because I don't really give a damn about PSVR until I get my PSVR with that Gran Turismo. I mean, that's going to be looking at
bro, you might throw all your could be out the window with that one right there, bro. You might be doing good.
I wait till I get my PSVR. Hey, man, we can have that debate later. You even go to Digital Foundry. Some motherfuckers with game look better than that. GT. That GT Sport looking official, man. That's that motherfucking Sony in me. But I mean, no, I respect that.
You ever seen that GIF, bruh?
hey, that Forza 7 ain't outside that Gran Turismo Sport. That's all I gotta say about that. But go back to the point. You know, I mean, well, you're right. It would be good if they was multifaceted and doing stuff. But the fact of the matter is, they not. The fact of the matter, they're gonna focus on those games until they at a point where they're able to do something like that. I like the position that, you know, they're taking on it right now. They should focus on the games. You know, all that stuff behind the scenes, that's behind the scenes. You know, Joe, and Jose ain't got that. We ain't got that. We only got what's out here. So, yeah, I mean, we seeing what Microsoft is focused on. We rather them with this approach until they can get to that point when they're comfortable, you know, to come out with that. But right now, you know, all that stuff is still left to be seen. And they focusing on the games is what really matters. You know, I don't want next day out here crying dog shit no more, man. I'm out here trying to see him over here be happy with his games, man, because that's what everybody wants. At the end of the day, we want games. These VR devices, you know, that stuff is nice, man. It's like, you know, Shawn Michaels here and whatnot. But you know what I mean? We want those games right now, and that's what matters. At the end of the day, we need Xbox to produce those games, and they ain't coming right now. So. I mean, that augmented reality, as nice as it is, I've seen them picking up the blocks with the Minecraft and everything like that. It's real good. It's real good. It's real nice, but it ain't what we need right now. It ain't what we need. It ain't what we need. And I like the fact that Microsoft is focusing on the games. But like I said, that's VR. That's augmented reality. I mean, what can we say about it?
Okay. Hey, just one question. So you can say yes or no. Do you agree with Marsh's the PSVR being a failure or not?
I don't know, man, because failure these days ain't what it used to be. I mean, back in the day, you know, Xbox 360 titles sold like mass games. Now these titles don't sell as much as they used to. Okay. If Sony come out and give a statement and say it's a success to them, who are we to say it's a failure?
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next. Okay, go ahead, Moss.
All I gotta say is we can say whatever we want. Ask Andrew House if it's a failure while he's on the beach. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So leave that man Andrew House alone, man. His last name is what he's trying to build right now.
Okay, this is the last questions. This is the 12th round, players. I want y'all to give it all you got. Put everything on the line. Leave everything out there in the ring. You figure deal me. Okay, Broadband Bullies. Okay, here we go. Sony just had Paris Games Week. Oh, the gods of war, the Spider-Mans, the Ghost of Tsushimas, The Last of Us 2. Oh, they had a lineup that was from a lineup. But it was a lineup nonetheless, and the games looked it great. Will Sony Paris Games Week have any effect on gamers' purchasing decisions when it comes to the X, which is 3 days from release? We all know Sony showed Paris Game Week. I think it was October 30th or the 31st, correct? Which was strategic, given that the X released on the 7th. Mindshare move right there. Will that show have any effect on the purchasing decision of people who going out to buy the X in 3 days?
Am I starting up on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go since I went first last time.
Wait, hold on. Before you answer that question, ladies and gentlemen, please. I just dropped the link down below for the SoundCloud. We up on SoundCloud. We're still waiting for the okay from iTunes. So while you listen to this awesome debate, please subscribe to our broadband thing there on SoundCloud. So a lot of the stuff, and maybe even some exclusive stuff there too, is going to be there too. I'm sorry,
I might drop an exclusive track or something.
Yeah, track up there. And also too, shout out to everybody from the Patreon that been rocking out and support. I have some exclusive content that I'm not even going to make public. How about listen? How about this? Put some exclusive debates up there. Exclusive. You like these, right? Let you guys pick them. It's gonna be exclusive, like I said, for the Patreon. So we working. But anyway, that's the SoundCloud right there. Get it, Moss. Take it right away.
No doubt.
I had to pay the bills with that one. That was a commercial, so we paid the bills on the show.
So here's a very good example of while we perceive things in the nerd gamer world and how the rest of the world that's outside breathing air perceives things. In regards to how products and services are marketed. All right. So to us, the gaming nerds, and I'm one of them. I'm not saying this to slander anybody. I'm a gaming nerd. You know what I'm saying? To us, the gaming nerds, you would look at the Paris Game Show and you'd be like, yo, the Paris Game Show showed you some hype CGI trailers, showed you a whole bunch of stuff. Microsoft ain't got no games. Gamescom was trash. It was dog shit. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Game over. To the rest of the world, okay, the ones that are outside breathing air, if they are interested in getting the Xbox One X, and again, we know that there's a lot of interest out there. The games have sold out. I mean, the consoles have been sold out in almost all of the spots that they've been available on, just for the exception of a few. I was talking to my man last night who is a GameSpot manager. He said, man, there's a lot of these, and he's a PlayStation 4 dude. And he was trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Look, this thing is going to be massive. You know, that's just a GameSpot alone. There's a lot of buzz. Like I said, the Rolling Stone article, all that stuff. There's a lot of buzz out here for the Xbox One X. A lot of casuals want to play their Call of Duties on there. I referred to the young gentleman that was behind me, saying that it's going to be John Blaze or whatever term he was using, you know what I'm saying, to get on the X. Paris Game Show, even though it's normally, and this is something I want to keep picking on Porter Rock. Porter Rock's my man. Like I said, he's my favorite pony. But Porter Rock brought up a very good point on Multiplayer Podcast a week ago, that Paris Game Show is fanfare. And that is very true. However, this is a different year. This is the year where your competitor has his biggest chance to turn the tables around and make it to where people stop buying multi-plat software for your console, and they begin to do it for the competitor's console. And like I said, the numbers validated. Most of the games that are being purchased are multi-plat games. Even if you look at the top 25, it is multi-plat games. So that is a threat to Sony. What Sony should have done is Sony should have put something tangible in your hands, a little bit more detail. God of War is coming out February such and such date. You know what I'm saying? The Last of Us 2 is coming out 2019 such and such. Give you something tangible in your hands that you can walk away with instead of just aesthetics. Because they didn't do that, and Microsoft, on the other hand, did do that. They had a standalone crappy Gamescom, but the Gamescom was turned into just a meet and greet. And at the end of it, you got something tangible. You got to go and pre-order your Xbox One X. That made the show a little bit, it gave it more impact. Even though they didn't really show you anything, it gave the show more impact than it did for Paris Games Week. So my answer right now, my answer period is no. Sony did not make the impact that they needed to make to squelch the desire to pick up the Xbox One X. This was a good opportunity for them to do that. And I think one of these multi-plats that everybody desires or wants, a God of War or something like that, should have had a date. They needed to make everyone say, yo, I was looking at that Xbox One X, but now I want to save my money for PlayStation stuff. They didn't do that, and that's why I say no.
You done?
I'm done.
All right, I'm about to hit you with that. I like your avatar. I'm about to hit you with that Hiten Mitsurugi right now, dog. Listen, man, you're talking about did they do enough to do? Last time PlayStation had a conference that good, your man Iron Wolf was jumping up and down for joy waiting to leave that moment. So what were you talking about if they did good or not? I think they did excellent. I think they did enough to keep whoever was on the fence about switching, keep them right there where they at, because they know these games is coming. Why you gotta spend $500 on games that is not really ready yet? Why you gotta go? You know what I mean? Those games are not even ready yet. You don't even got to make that move because Microsoft is not even ready yet. We know it's a powerful console, but there's nothing for it to. It's like having a Jaguar, and you don't even have gas to put in that motherfucker because there's nothing for it other than multi-plats. And to hit it, this is what Sony did. Not only did they show you those exclusives, they showed you an hour of nonsense games that, you know what I mean? Just an hour of just nonsense games that is coming for their platform. On top of that, the exclusives that they showed you multi-plats. Well, they got the marketing deals for Destiny 2 is going to have exclusive content in it. Call of Duty, you're going to get the match pack first. Monster Hunter World, you're going to play with Halo in that motherfucker. It ain't like they ain't show you nothing when it came to the multi-plats either. They hit you with that shock and awe with Detroit. Ain't nobody ever see that in a game before where they have the daughter all going crazy with the pops and everything. They hit you with shock and awe again with The Last of Us 2. Ain't nobody expecting to beat up on no people like that. It's all about the perception, man. The perception in the mass right now, and it's not true. Xbox don't got no games, because we all know Xbox got games, but they don't have that cumulative package. That's what we look at. That's what we say when they ain't got no games. They don't got that cumulative package that we looking for. That show, they hit you with Spider-Man. Yeah, you know that motherfucker go to Peter Parker. He go from Peter Parker to Spider-Man. That is intense, bro. Like, everybody on they hit you with the God of War. Y'all talking about they didn't really show no gameplay. In Spider-Man and in God of War, they showed you gameplay. Everybody ragging on the little kid, talking about, hey, he's talking. Man, how many of these gamers is parents? To me, that was lit, man. My little dude always talked to me, yes, sir. I think that was big, man. That's why I'm on the fence still about the Xbox One X. I mean, if you had me in the store at the Paris Game Show, you put somebody in the Paris Game Show before they go purchase a console. Let's say nobody purchased a PS4 or Xbox One X yet, and they got a choice between the Xbox One X and they got a choice between the PS4 Pro after they watch Paris Game Show. And this will be, let's say I was in that position, and they asked me, which one are you going to purchase? Would you think about getting them both, or would you get the PS4 Pro for now? I would look at the PS4 Pro. I'd be like, it's definitely something I would cop, because I know they got games coming for it. And not to mention, with the marketing deals they got, I'm going to get exclusive content that I know ain't going to be on that side. And no matter how much you hate that, no matter how much that's anti-consumer, it's still there. And I would look at the Xbox One X, and I see that they do have some marketing deals with like with two of them, like Shadow of War and then Assassin's Creed. But other than that, it's the exclusives, and then it's like the rest of the multi-plats. and we haven't seen much. I would be on the fence. I'll get the Pro, but the Xbox One X, this is me right here. Me I say me I go do it, but me I go think about that one still. Me not want that one right now.
Okay. You want to respond?
Do I want to respond? Hey, yo, look. Okay. So I thought you was bringing out heat. That was nothing but sparkles, bro. Here's the thing, man. Look, they knew, meaning the market knew about those games, except for maybe one or two, at E3. So they knew, they saw the same games. They're still on the fence, and they got anticipation for the X. They saw the same stuff, and they saw it again without anything tangible. This is coming out February 3rd. This game is coming out May 12th. This game is coming out on Tuesday, April such and such. They didn't get anything like that, opposed to where Microsoft is putting something tangible in your hands during their last two shows of the year. Big difference and a big fail business-wise, because Sony, again, this is their biggest threat, and they need to do something to garner interest away from the Xbox One X. So them showing the same games with CGI trailers and giving you no dates for them is no different from what they got at E3. So what changed from E3 besides to let people know that are on the fence? Oh, those games are still coming. And then they didn't even show, what was that? Days Gone.
They got PSX still for that.
Okay, but the X is going to be dropped before then. And what the question was, bro, is what has been done at that game show to squelch the anticipation of the X? Am I correct?
Yeah, that was the question. And
okay, so Days Gone was not shown there too, so they've actually seen less. So to me, and to anybody else that is watching that, you see exactly what you've seen at E3. So if you're anticipating, hey, I got my chips together, I done pulled the money from under the mattress, I'm counting up the coin, yo, I'm looking to get the Xbox One X. Like, yeah, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. And you see that game show, you say, oh, that does look decent. That's just an extension of what I saw before. But hey, maybe it's coming out later, or I don't know when it's coming out. I'm still gonna pick up this X that'll be in my hands in like 3 days. So to answer the question accurately, they've done nothing important to squander that desire to pick up the Xbox One X by showing you the exact same thing and a little bit less as far as big time AAA exclusives to stop people that are on the fence from getting the X.
So you said they showed the exact same thing. Was the trailer for Spider-Man the same trailer that they showed at E3?
It may have been an extension. It may have been an extension.
Rocket science. Yes or no, man? Was that the same trailer, or was it a different trailer?
Let's go.
You said let me get this question.
Don't tell me when is Spider-Man coming out, yo? And when is it coming out?
2018.
2018.
2018.
When is the Xbox dropping?
It's coming November 7th. What it coming with?
So if I'm sitting there watching that game show and I just see 2018 out there, what is going to make me say, oh, maybe that's coming 2018? Oh, I need to focus on that now. Nothing tangible was shown for you to focus on getting the games now because they didn't give you dates now.
That's ludicrous, bro. They gave you dates for Monster Hunter World. We know when that's coming out. They gave you dates for that's not even exclusive. They gave you dates for the Shadow of the Colossus, which is a remake. That's a date you got. You got dates. It's not like they're gonna give you dates for everything. They give you piecemeal. And that's a good thing with Sony. They don't leave you hanging and dry. Waiting, is the sun coming up today? Is the sun gonna shine? Is it gonna be dark, man? We waiting. This is so dark out here in these streets for the Xbox community. Does Sony give you hope? So it's like, you're gonna get that. When you talk about there's nothing for them to make a move on, you getting the same thing. You getting the Xbox One X so you can play the games you already got better. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
There are over 150 enhanced games that are on the list, which include games that you've had before and then games that you're going to get ongoing. But hold on, here's the point. You're making your point off of Shadow of Colossus?
That game looks good. You can say what you want. Look, that game looks good. There's a lot of people who's impressed with that.
Your chips on Shadow of Colossus, game over because the game is not.
No, I said that's a date that you got. You talking about they didn't give you no dates, man.
Which one of the AAA? I'm talking about AAA exclusives. What concrete specific date did you get for a AAA exclusive that's going to make you say I'm not going to get the X because this AAA exclusive is coming out?
Was it one AAA exclusive that everybody's going to get the PS4 Pro for, or is it all the games that's coming with the PS4 Pro that everybody's going to get the PS4 Pro for? One game, or all the games?
I'm asking you to name one AAA exclusive that is coming out that has the potential, like a God of War. Hey, look, whether I like it or not, that's why I say you got to look at everything in totality, bro. God of War, whether I like it or not, it's going to be a banger as far as sales is concerned. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Uncharted, but it's a banger. I'm not the biggest fan of The Last of Us, but it's a banger. It has potential. It has potential to stop anticipation for its competitors.
No, it doesn't. What is the X coming with? Answer that question, dog. What the fuck is this?
The X is coming with power, which was the narrative generation.
It doesn't happen. You want to play PUBG with all that power?
Look, let me explain something to you, bro. Ask me a question, because you're acting like the power narrative don't mean anything, and multiplats aren't the biggest thing this generation. So answer me a question. What are the 3 highest selling games on the PlayStation 4 right now?
Multiplats.
Okay, they're all multiplats. Okay, so how many PlayStation exclusives are in the top 5?
I would go with the top 10. That's not right. Talking about top 5.
The top 10. How many's in the top 10?
You probably have Horizon Zero Dawn. What?
Keep going, bro.
Let's go.
Crush the numbers. Get him the scratch paper. Get him the selling salt, the smelling salts. Look, let me break it down for you. In the top 5, there's only one, Uncharted 4. In the top 10, there's only one, Uncharted 4. In the top 15, there's only 2, Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us. In the top 25, there's only 3, Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, and Drake Remastered series. Okay? So my question to you is,
yeah, I'm talking this year.
It's a majority.
I'm talking this year.
I'm sorry, say that again?
This year, what is the top 10? I'm not going back to Uncharted 4.
No, that wasn't my question. I wasn't talking about this year. I'm talking about overall.
You should have been more specific. That was a generalization overall. You didn't say overall.
My comment was overall. I didn't say this year.
Okay, you didn't. I didn't hear the overall, so I apologize. I would have been more inclined to say Uncharted if you said overall. Why am I going to say Horizon Zero Dawn when I know Uncharted 4 so more than that? So you got to be more specific. Hold
on. We have to help pay the bills. We got, as he would say, we have to help pay the bills. Shout out to Top Dog 2K7 for the super chat, man.
Top Dog,
no doubt.
You make it.
He said, "Top Dog said next gen add this donation to help mental illness in the Xbox community."
Crazy, and Top Dog right because he bugging. Like I said, man, it's all about the perception. It's gonna bring me back to where we started. I feel like I'm dancing circles around this dude, man. Like Muhammad Ali, I'm just floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee, leaving this dude all muffed up. Listen, man, it's all about the perception at the end of the day. What was the perception after Paris Game Show? Sony got the games. That's all that matters. We are gamers. We love games. We love playing games. I would love to play games with y'all so I can wax out on every game y'all play. It comes down to the games at the end of the day. And what you getting with the Xbox One X when it comes out on November 7th? Super Lucky Tales. Did not get on the Metacritic.
Look, I'm not going to debate with you whether the Microsoft exclusives are fire or not. That's not the point. The fact of the matter is, I asked you to do something and you did a one-stop. I didn't understand the question. Yo, you smacking your opponent.
It wasn't like that because you didn't present the question.
As your opponent.
You didn't present the question the way you did. Analytics guy.
Check this out. You want to keep focusing on the exclusives. You're saying that the Paris Game Show is going to spill over to the mainstream market and make them change their mind because it was so good, even though they didn't give you concrete dates because of the exclusives. The problem with that is if the exclusives alone had that much power without concrete dates to the mainstream market, then you would see more games in the top 10 from Sony. Like I said, One game that is made by Sony in the top 10. 2 games made by Sony in the top 15. 3 games made by Sony in the top 25. 2 of those games are remakes. The exclusives don't have the impact that you want them to have on the mass market. So when you continue this whole debate to make it seem like that exclusives are king, or that you can talk about an exclusive and it's going to spill over to the casual like that when they don't even get a date, they're going to make you look stupid. They're going to continue to count their chips, and they're going to say, okay, in 3 days, I'm going to pick up the Xbox One X. I'm going to see when that God of War comes out, and then I'll see if I can stack up again. To answer the question, no, post up. They did not do anything.
Listen, man,
stop people from stacking those chips.
It's like Janet Jackson said. It's like Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately? They haven't done a goddamn thing. They're about to hit y'all off with a console y'all can finally appreciate. Finally giving something to the brothers of the Xbox community. About time Microsoft has finally come out, done something for y'all. Look at y'all. Y'all about to be so content in like a day or two. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy. But what have Sony gamers have been experiencing? Nothing but greatness. Dog, I've been buying games all year that is exclusive. The multiplats, that's just the icing. The exclusives is literally the icing on the cake with the multiplats to take in. And what did they look? The perception is all about the perception. What happened last year when they had the PSX? How many people was just like, yo, it's done. They showed us games. There's games in the future. There's games for us to purchase. Iron Wolf left y'all for dead. He left y'all for dead, man. He was gone, man. Perception means everything. Perception is the king. You have to have stuff. We have to have things in the lineup to know that there's a reason for us to keep the console. Why the hell would anybody get the X when all they have is to play their games better? What the fuck? I'm sorry, that's
somebody put their fingers down his throat. He's ODing. He's ODing. Look, yo, stop it. Look, you know what I'm saying? The incentive again is most games that are sold out there are multi-plat games. That's incentive enough as far as bringing over the masses over to the system. So again, this is not Jamaica's world. We don't live in Jamaica Harry Potter land where everything just magically just fits under your umbrella. The fact of the matter is that the mass market in general wants multiplats. So that's what they get in the system for. So they got something. So what I'm telling you, bro, is that if you want to hit that same market, you gotta, and you want to use exclusives as that tool, then you gotta bring out your bangers, which they did show their bangers, or God of War, whatever The Last of Us do. But you gotta put something tangible in people's hands in order for them to say, I'm not gonna focus on this anymore. I'm gonna focus back on what PlayStation is doing. Fact of the matter, that's how it is. Get out of Harry Potter land.
Most does the PlayStation 4 have multi-plats on its consoles? Yes or no?
They play better on the X, and people want
that. Wasn't the question, dog. That wasn't the question.
Of course they do, but they want the latest and greatest.
I didn't ask for all that. I didn't ask for all that. I just want a yes or no. So you got
relevancy. I'm trying to help you out.
Multi-plats on the PlayStation 4 already. Not everybody. I mean, besides the hardcore, who the hell is going after the Xbox One X? Other than some PC dudes that want a console that know they're gonna get the best console, and then some dudes that was shunned for the past 3.5, 4.5 years with the lesser. It's the hardcore. It's the enthusiasts. The PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X are for the enthusiasts. We all know, the hardcore know that the games, the multiplats will look better on the X. But what besides that is the incentive for getting that console? What is the incentive for somebody to go sell their PS4 and just go get the X when besides the multiplats and besides maybe 4 exclusives next year, there's nothing. I'll bring it back down to 3. 3 exclusives on the Xbox One X or the Xbox One next year. What is the incentive for them to go switch? They have no games in the future that look promising. We all know that they're on a low class level when it comes to exclusives, and we know that the multiplats will be there on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. There is no reason after Paris Game Show for anybody to go and waste. I won't even say waste because this is a decent investment, but to go blow their cash on it I mean, all right now, when they can just wait and see what's in the horizon. And with Microsoft, they don't show you what's in the horizon. Everybody know that whatever Gamescom was trash. Everybody know that they didn't give you nothing to look for besides the console itself. Promise you that the console will play the old games better, and play, the multi-class better. But there's nothing besides that is promising for Microsoft. You really have to be a hardcore to love it. You really have to be hardcore to love it, man. Now, with Sony, Sony is global. PlayStation is global, man. PlayStation got all the exclusives, man. PlayStation got the multi-class, man. PlayStation got the indies, man. They got VR, man. You talking about they need to walk and chew gum at the same time. Microsoft can't bite more than what they can chew, most. They can't. They can't do it. They can't show you the games. All they can show you is now that they have the power. And honestly, that is the only selling point that they have, is the power now. Besides that, they really don't have a broad catalog of games. To answer the question for that Paris Game Show, yes, they showed you enough. They showed you more than enough. They showed you 2 hours. 2 whole hours of games. While at Gamescom, all they showed you was 2 little games. And yes, at E3, we had similar games that they showed. But not only did they show you those games, they showed you new trailers for those games. They feed in the hype. You need the hype train, man. That's what Microsoft need, hype. And PlayStation, hands off to them. Had an excellent show. I believe that they built the hype. I don't think, y'all making friendly bets, man. We can make a friendly bet come November. Just me and you, Mo. I know next gen got something with this guy coming on, and we can see who comes out on top. Not only on November 7th do they got like DLC coming out for Horizon Zero Dawn, but the PS4 white bundle is supposed to get a price cut. They gonna cut it to themselves, dog. You think you got it easy, but you sure as hell don't.
Yo, okay, all right. I was respectful and let you do all that wood buffing, but let's put this to an end right here. You sat here and babbled about how, the power is only something that cares to the casuals. And
not to the casuals, but to the enthusiasts.
Or to the enthusiasts. Okay, my bad. And that there wasn't enough being shown. That Microsoft does. What was the incentive being that, there's not enough on the Microsoft console to port those people back over? I'm just going to tell you, they got the same thing, if not more, that PlayStation 4 got when people left their 360 and upgraded. They got a machine that was more powerful when PlayStation 4 didn't have an exclusive like Killzone. So we've already, look, here's what I'm trying to explain to you, bro. Your problem is that you're putting the whole market under the guise of you. I'm not putting the market under the guise of me. I have crunched the numbers. I have looked at the analysis. I've looked at the trends. That's what you do. And because of the trends, this is what successful businesses do. They don't sit there and say, yo, Super Jamaic, what is your feeling? What's your gut feeling? Pull out your Harry Potter wand. They don't do that. They look at the analysis, they look at the data, and they look at the trends. And the trends have shown them that power is the narrative. It's great that Sony has a multifaceted portfolio, but if that multifaceted portfolio was good enough for Sony, they would have never got on their investor call and said, we're doing what Microsoft is doing. So everything that you just said is ex-nay. It makes no sense. The simple fact of the matter is that they seen these same games at E3. Were the CGI trailers a little bit better or whatever? Yeah, you can make that argument. The fact of the matter is that I'm not saying that it wasn't enough to keep their interest up. It wasn't enough for them to say, hold on, I'm stocking my chips to get this Xbox One X, but maybe I should hold back and wait for the afterlife when these Sony games come out. No! The data just tells you otherwise, Super Jamaic. Start doing your homework.
Yo, you're talking about doing my homework, but I've done it already. The numbers, the proof is in the pudding, like Bill Cosby said. Don't give anybody them drugs either.
You're using Bill Cosby.
The proof is in the pudding. Don't give them drugs, though. Don't give them them drugs, though. Don't give them, because most is on them drugs right now. Most you is on them drugs right now. You done got that Bill Cosby drug in you right now. I'm telling you, dog. Listen, man. All I gotta say is the numbers speak for themselves. Why? On God's, they at like what, 60 million is it now? 60 million? They have the market share. So you're going to have that community to keep you on the multi-pass. We all know ain't nobody gonna up and leave Sony on November 7th. We know it ain't gonna be no hay balls rolling around that PSN network. People still gonna be there. People know they got games coming down the line. People have the incentive to stay. They also have the incentive to get the Xbox One X. But when it comes to the games, they're not there for the X like they are the Pro. Paris Game Show showed that. They don't got to give you a date right then and there. All they got to do is give you something. It's called bait. And once the bait is set, hook, line, and sinker, you catch them. And that's all you got to do. That's the bait. The bait got them. The bait shocking all. What happened to IGN? I can't believe that they're putting this much graphic stuff in The Last of Us. I can't believe they would have some harassment with the kids in Detroit. Detroit Become Human. It worked. It got the media talking. It got everybody interested. It took away from Microsoft. It might have not took away from the enthusiasts because they're hard headed like a Jamaican is. They ain't gonna move, man. They've been waiting for that. You've been waiting for this. Everybody's been waiting for that. That has an Xbox that they know they want better from Microsoft. They're not gonna budge. But for the masses, I don't have to speak for myself. I can look at it from a broad perspective. I can look at it. What did Sony do? What was the point for Sony? To show you down the line there are games coming. They proved that. They don't have to give you a concrete date. As long as they put 2018 and don't delay that mug and 2018 for Spider-Man, listen, it's going to do what it has to do. We're going to talk some Gears numbers and we're going to see what happens. All we can do is wait because we don't have no concrete evidence on what the sales are and what's all this, pre-orders. I don't have those numbers. You're a numbers guy. You might have those numbers. I don't have those numbers. So we have to see that evidence. But for what Paris Game Show did, they did what they had to do. I believe that most people will stay where they're at. Status quo will remain the same when it comes to the November MPDs. Woo! You got to invite me back, man, so we can have this discussion again.
So I'm going to close out with this because we're going to go back and forth because numbers don't resonate for you, bro. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to send you some Texas Instruments in the mail, okay? Because you just can't get this. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier, and I'm going to condense it and make it smaller, and then we can move on. The simple fact, there's a difference. There's a difference between games coming out and games that people want, okay? Let me share some numbers with you again. Guess how many games, exclusive games, which include full game exclusives, AAA exclusives, and full game exclusive and arcade games. Guess how many Sony had come out this year? Just take a guess.
Exclusive games?
Yeah. They had 59, I'm sorry, as far as exclusive material coming out. That's a hell lot of games, ain't it? But 51 of them are Japanese games and Japanese arcade games that have an attach rate of 1% or lower. Okay? Even Horizon Zero Dawn, okay? The game that you want to bring up, you know what I'm saying? It is tied for 26 for the highest selling games on the PlayStation 4. What I'm trying to break down to you, brother, is the simple fact that, yes, these games are fanfare, but we're talking about the mass market. You're just focused on the nerds. I'm a nerd. You're a nerd. Everybody in the chat is a nerd. The broadband bullies, we nerds. What I'm talking about is you got to extend your mind to the mass market. The mass market, if they want to see games, they want to see them AAA exclusives. Those are what will make an impact. And if they don't see a date for a AAA exclusive, the data will show you. If they don't see a date and they got something on the horizon that they're interested in, they're going to get what's on the horizon first because it's first come, first serve, latest and greatest. And then they'll say, okay, well, I'll try again and stack up for God of War. I see that it releases maybe April 23rd. I may not be able to get it April 23rd. I'll get it maybe May something. That does not work in Sony's behavior. In Sony's behalf. So what you have to understand, Jamaican, is that even though this is fire and you punching the walls and all that stuff talking about this is they showed you that fire, it's fire to you. It may be fire to us here, but to the mass market, it's not fire. 58 games, 51 of them are Japanese games that have an attach rate of 1%. I'm done, man. I'm done. I don't know how else to spread this math.
Hey, man. It just goes to show you, not everybody buys the games day one. I ain't get Uncharted day one. Actually, I did get it, but I ain't play it till like 6 months afterwards because I was in so many games. PlayStation got so many games. You ain't gotta play them all at once. The backlog is incredible. This is what I'm talking about. Perception means everything. You done. You was done on that first question that Post Up gave. Listen, it just goes without showing. And this is subjective. It's subjective as hell because it's your opinion and it's my opinion. It's very subjective. That's why I said we gotta wait for these numbers.
Numbers are not subjective.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait for these numbers.
Not subjective.
When it comes to the cons, when we see how the X is doing, we get to see how much hype it gathered, how much support it's gonna get. You know, we get to see all that come into play. But right now, it's just being subjective. Right now, just being subjective. I don't really do subjective. All I can do is give you the perspective that Sony gave me. Boy, they gave me some perspective to let me know that the console that I got, it got games coming down the line that I can look forward to. And the only thing I can look forward to with the Xbox One X is knowing that the games is going to run better than they used to before.
Okay, people. Okay, people. We're about to wrap this up, but before we do, I have to give praise to both of these fellas. They came prepared. They was ready. They say you have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. They was ready. What you got to say about this, Z? What you got to say about this, Z?
Hey, yo, man, I was back here entertained, man. I had to take something personally, but both of you guys bought your A game. Moss, both of you guys. This like we might need a part two, a round.
We have to have a part two. We're gonna have to.
That's why I said I can't wait till after November. Please invite me again so I can have this debate with Moss and we can see where the numbers got him. Please, I would appreciate that.
Like I said, I'm not one of the dudes that are saying the impact is going to be immediate. I'm looking at the data. I'm looking at the analytics because that's what I do, bro. And I'm saying second quarter next year. I'm not one of these cats that I think it's going to do well. It's going to do very well. It might win an MPD of the month or whatever, but you're going to start seeing this turn second quarter next year.
No doubt.
Okay, man. Great job, fellas, man. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Broadband Bullies. And once again, we're gonna leave the link down to the Patreon. And we're gonna leave the link to the SoundCloud and everything else, all our websites. We also got the t-shirts. Make sure y'all get one. We got the Star Wars Battlefront 2 giveaway still going on. Yes. We're gonna make sure we leave the link there so y'all can qualify for that, or whoever wins it.
I'm sorry, I'm put the link. Like I said, we got the Broadband Bullies, the t-shirts and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, shout out to Bryant, VIP, shout out to Clinton. They got their shirts and everything already. I didn't even get mine. I made sure they got theirs first. I ain't even get mine yet. Oh, send my Jesus Christ. Bring this up, man. Listen, in the chat, we got any questions in the chat for these two brave combatants? I mean, you guys want to ask them anything or
any questions from the chat?
Any questions? You know what I mean?
Y'all want to ask questions about some a comment or a statement that they made during the debate? Post it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if y'all got a question for them.
Get the Broadband Bullies. Put this link up to one of the shirts. We got, you know, once you click on the site, you got different styles. You got baseball sleeve joints. You got all types of tank tops, phone cases. We got everything. Shout out to my man White King Kong in the chat. Also, too, if you're just joining right now, you go by and subscribe into the SoundCloud. We started to put the shows up on SoundCloud. They will be up on iTunes also. Soon as they approve, it takes iTunes a minute to approve it. Once they approve it, you guys, you know, for those of you guys the iPhones, whatever the case may be, like we said, we're working. Shout out, like I said, to all of the Patreon supporters that help make these shows possible. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? Help us, you know what I mean?
Find your dollar.
You know what I mean? To do different things. Hold on, let me go right here. We got anything in the chat? Anything in the chat? My man Rainy, for ladies and gentlemen, the show is over. Exit safely and throw away the trash at the exit and take your personal items with you. Thank you. Rain crazy. Rain crazy. Rain, shout out, man.
No doubt.
Soupgate said, how many new games are getting X enhanced?
I believe it's what the numbers now is 155.
He said Soup games. So you talk about the PlayStation 4 games, right?
No, talking about X
enhanced.
And I thought you said Soup.
No, that's his name. Brian Lane, that's his name. Who won the fight tonight? Right now,
it's 41 games enhanced right now. It should be 70 by launch, but from last I heard, it was like somewhere between 160 or 170, somewhere within that range. You still got a lot of them that's in development. Games are still being added to the list.
Metal Gear Solid 5 just got added to the list. I know it just got a patch support the PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? What's that new game here called Metal Gear Survive? They have Metal Gear Survive. That's also going to support the X and the Pro. But they just did Metal Gear. What's that? Phantom Pain, whatever it's called. They just did that. They got a Pro patch. They just brought the Pro version, the PS4 version, up to 1440p. They didn't do anything as far as the textures or anything. But right now, though, I think there's 70 games or 40 games right now. If you have an Xbox One X, you see. So if you have those games right there, start to say Xbox One Enhanced.
And a lot of them games, a lot of the reviews that came with the Xbox One X, they didn't have a lot of them games weren't patched. So if you're going to look at videos where you might see some on par stuff, it's because the reviewers didn't have access to the patches that probably dropped like on the 6th or the 7th. So,
but to give it props, they was running at 60 frames. The games was holding up well. They looked crystal clear and they looked excellent. So those old games, if you got them, is definitely going to play great. On the Xbox.
They wanted in the chat. They said you said a few things about the X. They said, but do you have a Pro? Asking Super Jamaican, do you have a Pro?
Oh hell yeah, I got a. You know I got a Pro. Listen, my brother, I gave my PS4. I had the white Destiny PS4, and I gave that to my brother. So I copped the Pro because I needed another PS4. So I did get that Pro. I got the.
So he's asking you bought the Pro for better versions of the games, right? So
correct, because there's games that I can the games I play. The Japanese games for the most part, in the fighting games. Those are the games I play, and I want those, you know what I mean? And I even go front. The Pro ain't all what it's supposed to be, man. Because my Street Fighter 5, it was messing up a lot.
Also, I mean, I was a fan of the debate, so I just want to say some things, Just a few things. The Gears of War, the 1080p 60 frames per second, that's on the performance mode. They never said it will run at... Yeah, they never said it will run at a consistent 60. They always said 1080p up to 60. So it's normal for it to drop below 60 when they told you it was going to go up to 60, meaning that at some points you're going to hit it, at some points it's going to be below. But you know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean,
I feel that too. But y'all went I had to go back and read that Uncompromised so I could read the definition on that.
Check that out. Check that
out. In that console.
Wow, man. Shout out to Xbox Juice. Shout out to like I said, Norton. You know what I mean? AKA Solo, AKA Uncle Hate, just got down with the broadband bullies. Yeah, my man Persona said, gaming with Persona said, you guys got to do better, getting some better bots up here. You talking real greasy, Persona? What's up?
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to my man Persona. One thing I want to say before it's all said and done. Next time, I appreciate the opportunity tonight to come on to the debate. I appreciate the debate. It was very, very good. Nothing but respect to you, brother. You know what you're doing now.
Persona get bodied by Mass, and he talking in the chat.
Yeah, Persona, Mass knocked him out and peed in his mouth.
Hey, dead corpse talking.
That's one thing that made me. That's one of the debates that made me want to get up in here. I couldn't let my man. I couldn't let my man Persona go out like that. I gotta represent
talking from the grave. Talking from the grave. He in the cemetery talking.
Yeah, he talking from the pet cemetery, man. Kill that noise, man. Stop.
Gotta use a monster. You gotta use a monster reborn on Persona right now. But we're gonna bring him back. He's gonna be back here to the beach, y'all, man.
Defibrillator. He needed a defibrillator after that.
Named out of a game with penises in it, boy.
That Persona got. Hey, y'all say what y'all want, man. That game was lit, man. I can't say nothing because there is a penis in the game. What could I say? Ain't no penis in the game. Ain't no penis. There's a penis in the game. Just wax that motherfucker real quick. No homo. Sorry.
You can't work your way around that.
You can't. No, you can't. You can't, man. There is a penis in the game, man. But besides that, the game is great, man. If you can stand one penis, you can play Persona 5.
Wow. Oh, come on, man. Come on, Kevin Spacey. Chill out, bro.
Man, Joe. Y'all can't get this nowhere else. You can't make this up. You can't get this nowhere. Bullies, man.
Shout out to my brother Neethles, man. Neethles right now, man. Up a very, very talented cat, man. Neethles, man. Subscribe to his channel. I need to put the link up to your channel. Also, two guys, you guys gotta get down with the Discord. We're in there talking, interact with us, know what I mean? Make it happen. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Hit that like button, man.
Hit the like button. Hit the
like
going
back and forth, man. Non-stop. Non-stop.
Hit the like button for these dudes.
Unscripted, definitely.
All day said he wanted to debate K Mega.
K Mega?
Yeah, all day K Mega. You know what I mean?
That'll definitely be a good one.
Yeah, you gotta get that one pop. We make it happen. The people are spoken. But listen, guys, in the comment section, man, look, who you guys want to see, man? Like I gave you guys 2 back-to-back. Yesterday you had One Stop for Gamers and Post. Came out of nowhere. And today, listen, this was a slept-on joint. This might have been better than yesterday, man. Like,
Joe, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this, bro.
Y'all had to post up a freebie yesterday, man. That's all I gotta say about that. Y'all handed him a freebie.
I did not know, bro. I you know what I'm saying? I didn't take that man from, I came ready, man.
He stepped right on that bear trap.
I don't try to sleep on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get killed any day. You know what I'm saying?
I even feel bad for that dude because he was rambling off at the mouth. He's kind of foaming and stuff for half of that time, man. I couldn't even pay attention to that one, man. I was kind of upset, man. I was maybe upset, man.
Hey, do me a favor, Halo Storm. If you listen, leave the link to the Discord in here.
He just dropped it.
Okay, the Discord. I gotta get that permanent link.
Hey, Maz, drop the SoundCloud link again, Joe. You know what I'm saying? iTunes is coming. Y'all gonna be able to listen to these podcasts on the go.
Yeah, on the go.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that support. Even if it's $1, it takes a little to gain a lot. We ain't even asking for much. But this is the type of stuff that we're able to do when you all support. So keep supporting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Again, if you want to get down, come on the shows or whatever the case may be, or have, with this input. Like I have a few guys that just support without even doing the impact on the show. I'm sorry, input on the shows and the direction of what we're going, or, just little things that are going behind the scene. Get down with the support. Like I said, the Patreon, you know what I mean? Appreciate it. For those that rocked out, you know what I mean, that I didn't, like I said, I got to look into this. I didn't know that you couldn't rock out with the super chat if you had a iPhone. Like that's kind of spooky to do. For those that get an iPhone, want to drop $1 such a super chat, you know what I mean? Like if I get my man Super Jamaican a Happy Meal, get him a Big Mac, you know what I mean?
a beef patty, you
know what I mean? Like there you go, right there. Again, thank you. This is Alex versus Mooch, man. You gotta holler him. Said yo, the movement is real, broadband bullies. My man Lex Harris is on the Patreon. I appreciate it too. My man, ask every week for a debate. Hey, Verge Bizzle, listen, bro. Hit me right now on Twitter, like my Zaire 2005.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, you ain't gonna ask, bro. You ain't gonna ask me. Like, like, what you trying to do?
He said he want the top guys, though, Z.
Whatever, man. Whatever, bro. Don't ask for that, man. You might bring me a retirement, man. But here, hey, here you go, right here. Hey, Verge Bizzle. Here you go, Mo. Man, hit me on Twitter. Let me know what you trying to do. Like, you know,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. What I'm doing, like I said, for those that get down, like I said, I've opened the door for a lot of people, you know what I mean, just on my platform, and it's just this type of person that I am. But going forward, like all my effort, like I said, my energy, like I said, I'm putting into this brand, broadband bullies, you know what I mean, and I ain't, it is what it is. But this is my focus. What we're doing, we're trying to get a radio station, like we're working over here, man. You know what I mean? And a little bit, like I said, it's not like I said, it's not even about the money, because I don't make any money from this whatsoever. But I do it because I enjoy doing it, and doing, like I said, I enjoy entertaining you guys. But like you said, nothing you can't live off love. You know what I mean? So every little dollar, whatever you guys get, like I said, appreciate it. Like you said, it goes back into what we're trying to do, and I appreciate it, man. Some of you guys have really been rocking out on the live streams, which we got to get back into. Also, next week we're going to be having our tournaments, weekly, games like We all gonna pick a game. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do 2K. We're gonna have the leagues and that. We're gonna have the Madden leagues popping. We're gonna have the Gears, the Halo. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be running that. So weekly games, streaming and stuff. So you guys are part of the community. Come game with us. You know what I mean? Bring your A game. You know what I mean? And also too, we getting back, like I said, the broadband bullies in competitive gaming. You know what I mean? So if you got a Gears team out there, a Halo team out there, whatever. Saltiest Gaming, what's going on, good brother? You know what I mean?
Got that absence.
My man Dwayne Green say bacon grease. You know where that bacon grease comes from? Listen, I'm gonna tell you the story. Oh, next time I was gonna story tell, right? Bacon grease come from. Listen, I can't cook. Listen, my grandmother ruined me. My grandmother raised me. I never cooked myself. I ain't never washed a dish. I am a lazy dude. Not lazy. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know. I wasn't born. My grandmother did everything for me, and it really ruined me, man. Messed up a couple of relationships for me as I got older as an adult, right? Hear me out. And I can't make much, but I can make beef bacon, right? Or turkey bacon, right? And I can make grilled cheese. Make grilled cheese. And my daughter, her little greedy ass, like, Daddy, would you make the grilled cheese with the bacon grease? So that's where that comes from. Bacon. That's a little song she sings when I'm cooking grilled cheese and beef bacon. Bacon grease. Her little fat ass. That's where that comes from, man.
He said I can't cook, but I can throw some bacon in this.
Yeah, I can cook bacon, man. I can make waffles. I can make cinnamon rolls. That's about the extent of my cooking career right there. Chicken with soup. Yeah, man. That's it, bro. I can, man. That's all I can make. Hey, all day. What's up? I just asked Kate Megan. Kate Megan said you don't care. Like, I don't know.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? So we gonna do, like, you know what I mean? All
chat
day.
Ask and
yeah, all day. I just held like Kate Megan. Now you Jabari first. Don't get scared now.
So all day versus K Mega.
I'm a man again. Beats games in life, man. Shout out to you, man. He come by all the shows, even though he a pony though, but he always come by all the shows.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My man Beats Games. He was listen. I tried to tell these guys this is a drug-free environment. He showed up the live stream at the debate yesterday. He said one stop again. I got the win. He slaughtered yo. But I'm gonna beat games in life. And then my man, you know what I mean, he was on that wacky tobacco or something, man.
He probably a one-stop fan. I do appreciate that though. You know, I'm not opposed to your opinion. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But he got body. He got put his body bag in a body bag, bro.
Yeah. We gotta bring that back though. But again, like I said, thank you all for rocking out with us, and we out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Anything was good to say? Mom, that's it.
Yo, big ups to the chat.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah.
Big up to everybody